What happens to a family that has no routine established? And this is emphasized on the father. So let me go through a list and then we'll get a perspective from Mahbub. So the first thing is this: increased stress. The kids are all over the place. This is what happens when you have no routine established. Then we move over to poor communication. So there's no appropriate time to speak. Kids keep interrupting. There's no boundaries put in place. Decreased bonding time with family members can feel emotionally neglected. Reason being is because there's not a set time, there's not a set routine, they are not prioritized, so it affects the bond between the father and the children or the child. Also, what gets affected is important activities will also get neglected, such as studies, homework, chores, other household responsibilities that the kids have been delegated to do by the parents. Also, disruptive sleeping patterns. The kids not establishing regular sleep at a regular time. So they're going to bed at random hours, waking up random times, nothing gets done. Routine is all over the place. And then there's also inconsistency in parenting because rules and boundaries are broken. So these are a number of things that take place when there's no routine established. So Mahbub, what is your suggestion or your recommendation where we can establish an effective routine in the family? What can the father do, Mahbub? So Mahbub, it actually sounds like there's a disconnection in the relationship with the spouses and the siblings, and the siblings and the spouses. Yeah. So what needs to be done is to bridge that connection of establishing a routine. So what does that look like? So it looks like this: spending time together with each other. So the spouses make time for each other. They schedule in times. They touch base. They just check in to see if each spouse is okay. The other thing that you could do as a father is to establish bonding time with your children, which is so important. Really and truly, the father needs to lay down the smacketh and establish the routine himself, because the father is the most influential one in the family. So he has to set the pace, he has to set the tone. He has to, no matter what, establish a routine where there's family time, there's spouse time, there's doing things together. The whole idea, the concept is to do as many things together with the family as possible. So that means establishing bedtime. That means establishing time to do their homework. It means playing together, praying together, doing as many things as you can together, because this is what creates a strong bond within the family. Now, when this hasn't been emphasized or placed within the family, what happens is there's a breakup in the bond between the parent and the child and both parents. So this is how important it is. Otherwise, you can just kiss your children and your spouse goodbye. It's the bond, it's the establishment of the routine that makes the bond so strong. You can either make it or break it. So to all the fathers out there, I would recommend to emphasize on establishing and doing as many things together as a family, as a unit, to really close the gap between not having a routine to having a routine. This is how vital it is. I mean, in my family, we do as many things together as possible. So that includes praying together,
that sounds
we eat
good.
together, we play together. I make sure that all the children go to bed at the same time. Apart from my eldest son, he has his own set routine, but there's a routine in place, and that's the most important thing, because if there's no routine, then everyone's lost. Things are all over the place, like what you've said in your list. So my emphasis towards the father is you have to put your foot down and establish boundaries and the routine. And this is how important it is, because your relationship is at stake.